Sound resumed. User joined your channel.
All right, people, here we are. After experiencing some slightly technical difficulties, we are underway for the fourth round and in the last closing stages of the qualifying of the 2020 IVRC OWC, which stands for Open Wheel Championship, and we are here in Cleveland for round 3, and we can watch Pedro Lopez currently dominating the field ahead of teammate Gustavo Brusensky in second, and it looks like it's gonna be an all Brazilian front row at the moment. Lopez just coming over the line. He didn't make another hot lap in. Let's see where his opposition is currently. Gustavo Brusensky in the chicane. He's up his down his personal best, but up first, and it was very interesting to see what was going on before. Pablo Lopez, however, is not in second anymore, in third anymore. It is another Brazilian, Andre Leite, but we'll watch Gustavo Brusensky coming around the last 2 corners. This is the basically last 2 real corners. After that, it's only just a chicane. Oh, he runs very wide, nearly bruising the wall with his outside wheels in the number 79 Bravo Racing team car, and he's coming around the last few corners. Does he still have enough time to put another lap in? I doubt it. Time runs out and he crosses the line exactly in that moment and isn't able to claim pole position. He had it briefly for a split second. Pedro Lopez already coming to the pits. I think Andre Leite also just gave up, so he's not going for pole position. But Pablo Lopez, the Spaniard, is... And there's an SL racing car without a front wing in his way, and also running very wide in the third to last corner it is. And I think he's also diving into the pits. He does. Is there anyone on a hot lap? Martinas Jurgevicius, who is in 5th, and his teammate is not here today. It's very unfortunate, but he's in the chat. He's surely cheering on Martinas Jurgevicius to score a 5th, as he's also diving into the pits. And I think that should be mostly it. Most of the cars going into the pits or slowing down, and it was been very exciting qualifying, unfortunately without sound, but broadcasted with pictures to you. And Karl Magnus Borre also in the chat. Why are you guys not racing today? Very interesting to say, very odd to see as well. And we are experiencing some very interesting flickering at the moment, which surely isn't best to have right now. Let's see. While we watch the flickering cars in the pit lane. See if we can have a shot of stuff that's going on. But that was qualifying for the moment. And while we watch the scenery of Cleveland, of course, very historic, very famous circuit in the North American scene. I think it's not in use anymore, but it was until 2008 when Champ Car visited it, and we are yet waiting for the qualifying session to end. Of course, Pedro Lopez, who has won the previous race and was in second in the first race, which put him into the championship lead for the moment. Also a hot candidate to score off strong today, and surely will try everything to win today as well from pole position. So we just left the qualifying session and now have switched on to warm-up as we look at local hero Joe Gazdaitis, who is of course one of 2 Americans registered, only one present so far, and of course once again trying to impress on home soil. Often not as easy as you think, especially if you have a lot of Brazilians around you going very strong. And it's going to be very interesting, very tough today, tough competition, especially as the laps are so short with only lap time of a little bit more than 60 seconds, basically. So I'll leave you guys alone with the countdown in a brief minute. Actually, I will not. That's very odd, saying something and doing something different right after. So short analysis of the qualifying done. Pedro Lopez, who scored pole position in last race and in this race as well. No, actually, that's not correct. Michael Teichmann, who scored the pole position in the last race. He's not been in the top 5 either. very mixed up grid today, and it's very good to see that. Driver fluctuation, of course, not that high, very consistent in this term, but various results have been submitted so far, and it's gonna keep things interesting. While I've just been I've just been told that I have even more. Whoops, my microphone's falling down. While I've just been told that I'm hitting even more technical difficulties, which should be solved in any second time. So I'll leave you guys go alone with the pictures and hope to be back in a moment.
User disconnected from your channel. User joined your channel.
And here we are back again with the live pictures and hopefully a very working microphone this time, as we are watching the closing stages of the session, and we are actually jumping straight into the race. 61 laps. I've been just pinged in. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Mark, for doing the administrator's work today. And we are now getting ready for the drivers to pounce into the race session. Of course, we'll have a flying start, which will be started behind the safety car. And we are looking forward to see what's going on, what this race brings. Of course, once again, we'll run you through the grid as soon as we're getting underway. It's correct safety car, that's even better. And short formation lap should mean that we should jump into the racing action very, very quickly and then get everything underway correctly. Go Bravo, just written into the chat by Giovanni Spinelli, very creative name in the case of the last name. Yeah, go Bravo, go everyone, and we're looking forward to see things going. Whoops, Pedro Lopez just been back into the bit. I think he has to readjust some minor things. And yes, here he is now, and the safety car should set off in a few seconds time, and good to go. And of course, going through the grid we will. So, I can control the camera. That's a little bit odd, but okay, here we are. Going through the grid right now, right now, while these guys follow the safety car into the grid. Pedro Lopez, of course, going pole position ahead of teammate Gustavo Brudzinski and Andre Leite. Rounding out the top three, all Brazilian row. Pablo Lopez from Spain is racing in fourth. Martinez Jurgevicius, I think that's the first time he's on the grid and already qualifying in fifth. Very impressionable drive from the Lithuanian driver. Then quickly Joe Gastidis and home soil in sixth. Antonio Isaias, another Brazilian, in seventh. Diogo Moscato, just another Brazilian, in eighth. Lucas Miranda, once again a Brazilian, all Brazilian triple packs today, in ninth. Angel Gonzalez in 10th, ahead of Richard Wanders in 11th. Felipe Muniz in 12th, ahead of Saulius Lauda-Vicius in 13th. Moises Reyes in 14th. Jesus Chirinos for CFOS Racing in 15th. Jonathan Sperto in 16th, ahead of Carlos Frau with a new livery today, ahead of Michael Teichmann in 18th. Very low, very much down the order. Bernard Lewis starting in 19th, ahead of Jonathan Holohan in 20th. Philip Folland also new livery in 21st, and Laszlo Tega starting in 22nd. And rounding out the grid for today is Kenneth Ragland in 23rd, and John McDonald starting from the pit lane. Sorry, just didn't see you there, which is quite happening on a regular basis. I have to work on that, sorry John, but these drivers are absolutely getting into the mood right now. Last few moments before the green lights come on, and these guys are heating up the tires, especially in the midfield. I hope that doesn't lead to any possible conflicts in turn one. Of course, only just a chicane to go, and as soon as the drivers are approaching the start-finish line, the green flag comes on at any moment's time. Oh, the second car, Brudzinski, is really slow at this point. I'm quite sure race control doesn't like to see that. And it's green flag now. They are all going very wide, of course. Lopez with not a good start, but it's Andre Leite from third, scoring a really good start at the moment. And Lopez has to defend not only from him, but also from teammate Brudzinski. There's already a Moronto racing car into the lead. Moscato up from 8th. He did a brilliant start. And also Martinez Jurgevicius is already there as well. And these guys are going wide, and there's been a spin, and someone has been caught out. I think it was Jurgevicius, who's now just cutting across the corner. That has been mentioned by, there's a white car going off. It has been mentioned by race control that cutting across these corners is absolutely not appreciated. And it's all mayhem all over the place. Of course, not exactly what we want to see, but it's already delivering action. And I said it's a super short circuit, and it will definitely bring in the action as we just wanted. Andre Leite, there's been one of these Volanta racing cars into the wall. I think there was Richard Wanders in the number 27 machine, but we will quickly jump into P1, which is held by Antonio Isaias. That's not what I was expecting after the opener. But he's in the lead, finishing lap 1 out of 61, and he's leading ahead of Pedro Lopez. And Diogo Moscato back down into third. He was into the lead for a brief moment, and there's been a lot of stuff going on right there in this very corner. There's also been someone spun around, Kenneth Ragland, and I think he's been collected by someone who couldn't avoid it. And go commentator, thank you very much, Carl Magnus. Very hectic start, but that's exactly what these short laps bring. John McDonald still in the pits, and I think he's not racing for today. But that's been quite a start, I think. And Antonio Isaias holding on to the lead, and he's actually able to pull away with it. Maybe he's on a different strategy. Oh, and he's nearly sliding it into the wall. As we can see, most of these guys are struggling already on tires. I think tires are not up to temperature for some. Oh, overheating. Oh, that was cheating. I was nearly spinning the car around and just barely hold on. The MPG cars in the fight right there with the new livery, and it's all super chaotic. And yeah, nobody was expecting this, I think, Jose. But we can see Antonio Isaias glitching through the ground a little bit. And whoa, he's lagging out majorly. Everyone's lagging out. This is not optimal, I think. And everyone having these weird issues right now. That's not good, is it? Okay. I think we're experiencing some weird technical difficulties, and that's not exactly what we were hoping to see, especially after today's very, very interesting run in TCC. Let me quickly check or catch up with the race administrator what is going on, and we'll hope to see that stuff solved in a moment. Yeah, very, very weird, and we can see Isaias now down to 5th, and I think Laszlo Tegas at first doesn't sound right either, especially he started so far down the grid. Ragland already DNF, and okay, Laszlo Tegas actually has crashed, and yeah, that's causing major issues. Okay, I've just got word from the server owner, from the race administrator Max Werker, not server owner, but race administrator Max Werker, that we will have a restart, and oh man, that's not what I was expecting at all, and not in terms of technical difficulties, and also not in terms of race difficulties. So we're just going back to restarting the race session, I guess. I hope that has been fixed by now, and it's not causing any other issues, but just the restart. That was quite an eventful one. Just quickly recapitulating what was happening. We saw Pedro Lopez not having a good start, but rather the second or third row having a very brilliant one, which was surprising. But I think the ping problem hasn't been solved, and yeah, okay. I'll leave you guys alone with pictures for a brief moment and be back in a brief moment's time.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Okay, folks, I've just had word that the server is going to be restarted. I'll leave you alone once again with the pictures, and we'll hopefully go underway once again without major issues as soon as everything's fine. And sorry for that, but that's exactly what can happen, and hopefully it doesn't happen again this time around while I'm trying to get you underway for the countdown timer as we usually do, and then we are waiting for the server and everyone else to rejoin and restarting the race session. We're very unfortunate. I hope you can bear with me in this one, and as I said, that we are getting it underway at any moment.
User left your channel. User joined your
So
channel.
sorry for leaving you alone for so long with just the pictures and the black screen, but here we are. Whoops, I'm still in the menu. That doesn't help. So let's rejoin the server very quickly. I think everyone knows the password anyways, so who the hell cares? We'll change it after the event, but here we go. Join timeout, that's interesting. So I'm trying to broadcast you basically through the login session, which I've never done before, and I think that's not exciting either. But it's better to leave than to leave you guys alone with basically nothing. Why are we watching this guy? I don't like that. Okay, rejoining the server right now, and apparently everyone else does as well. And thus means we are ready to get underway once again, of course, not only streaming wise, but also race control wise, and have a good show this time. Not, without any issues. Apparently the issue was caused by someone being stuck into one of these tire walls at the very end of the circuit, which is a little bit odd, but it happens. And we are moving into the race session once again. And we have a new driver as well. And it's Joshua Lopez for FRA Sim Racing. So another Lopez for me to mix up. Aside, of course, Pedro and Pablo Lopez. So I'm basically just leaving you alone with everything, including the pictures. And here we go. Perfect. So time's ticking down of whichever session that is. Very interesting or very weird sometimes to see what's going on, and everyone just disappeared. So I think that was perhaps the warm-up session, which just should have been finished. Yep, exactly, that's what it was. We are straight into the race session, and hopefully this time without any issues. And let's see where we will end up at the very end of the race, and especially let's see where we will end up after the start, because this time row 3 and 4 had super brilliant starts. We're able to challenge the leaders already into turn 1, which you don't see very often, neither in the real life counterpart of this series, which is of course the IndyCar series in North America, and which is loosely based on our OWC. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Once again, I think we are a little bit stuck. Let me quickly see into the chat. Yeah, everyone else having issues with the game syncing up, but that should be solved by the game itself in any moment's time. It happens sometimes. And here we are, everyone's bugging around. Nice one. Vitius having a very interesting session in his car, I think. And yeah, that's not helping, is it? Wait, and the game basically still trying to sync up to the regular grid and trying to get us underway. Let's see. The leaders are still in the as well. Now they are here, and everything's syncing perfectly, I think. So I also think that we are getting underway, which we do. And Andre Leite, he just popped into position after the safety car got off. That's super lucky for him. Once again, of course, we're getting underway. 61 laps still. The race distance hasn't changed. And yeah, let's see. Hopefully we get everything right this time by. And once again, I don't think I need to run you through the grid again, because it didn't change. The only thing we have new is wait, did he just lose out on what is going on in the back of the grid? Okay, never mind. I'm just searching for the newcomer, Joshua Lopez, but he isn't here either. That's awkward. Anyways, 23 cars once again with Kenneth Ragland in here. Wait, where's John McDonald? Did he? Bernard Lewis is in the pits. Something's a little bit once again, which is awkward, but hey, okay. Cars mostly are on the way, and we are good to go once again. Well, we were 24 before. Whoops. Here we go. So, of course, once again, everyone's getting ready. Everyone's following the safety car around. These guys are already in formation, which they usually don't need to. But let's see how the start pans out this time. If row 1 and 2 can get a better start this time by, or if they have to sort themselves at the if they have to find themselves into defending positions once again. Drivers heating up the tires, Pedro Lopez especially, race winner last time by and podium finisher in the first race of the season. And he's surely trying to make everything to have a better start this time and to have a good result at the very end as well. Of course, he's leading the championship and he's now following his teammate Gustavo Brusensky through the chicane, who is by his side and will surely not let go of the leading positions this time. We are waiting for the green lights. It should come on any moment's time. Here we are, green lights, and it is Renato Esperto with a stop-and-go penalty. That's super awkward. I've never seen that before happening either. And there's Juglevicius diving into turn 1, and there's been a massive incident once again. And whoops, sorry for not delivering the correct pictures, but here we are. Pedro Lopez this time held on to his lead ahead of Jorgo Staitis, who's into third. Wait, who's in second? Antonio Isaias. There's Michael Teichmann, is he? From 18th up to second. That's a massive start. There's a spin. Jorgo Staitis spinning around in Cleveland here around the very tricky super wide circuit, which can lead to some very strange situations. Okay, we'll catch up to everything right after the field has sorted, but look at the lead Pedro Lopez has this time by. He definitely learned from his mistakes in race 1, the first start, of course, now leading the field. And here we can see Michael Teichmann in second, and look at the fights going on in the midfield and lower midfield. And but after that, everything seems to be sorted, and there's been another small lag spike, but everything looks to be fine this time, as we can see these guys going through the chicane, and hopefully without major issues this time by. We're looking at Michael Teichmann. He's down into third, and there's been an attack from Pablo Lopez to the inside of some white car, which is hard to say. I think it was Kenneth Ragland, who's also been super down the order, but also already up to 7th. So he has also had a brilliant start, and it's been a wild one once again. Let's try and see if we can pick what has happened at the start, especially to Gustavo Brusensky, who's down into 4th, I think, very quickly. No, that's not worth it. Let's just go back to the live pictures and see what's going on. Sorry for skipping out. Kenneth Ragland making up 19 positions. He started in 23rd, is already up to 5th. That's very interesting. And Pablo Lopez not giving up on his mission yet. And there's right behind, there is Diogo Moscato coming under attack from Richard Wonders, his teammate. Is Wonders able to go by into the chicane? No, he's not. He's thinking better of it. What about the guys in front? Is Teichmann able to charge? No, he's not. Ragland already down 1 position once again of Pablo Lopez into turn 1, but he's not willing to give up yet. So he's trying to tuck in behind the slipstream of the Spaniard in front of him, racing for Rotterdam's racing team. He's going to the inside into turn 3. Can he make it stick? He does, but that opens up the door for a possible switchback mode. No, it doesn't. For Pablo Lopez, who's been tagged from behind by Diogo Moscato, young Brazilian racer for Moronta Racing. And there's been someone off into the green stuff where you definitely shouldn't put your car in. I think there was Felipe Muniz, and he's chased by Lucas Miranda, who's just barely missed out on the LMP2 crown, and he's now trying to make up for it, and gained another position back against his teammate, running slightly wide. Here we see Saulius Laurinavicius in 15th, and the MPG cars once again fighting, and that's basically deja vu of this situation we just had before. And here we are. Lopez driving the fastest lap while in the lead. He seems to be slightly unchallenged for today. Laurinavicius losing a position. As we can see, he's also now coming under attack from, I think that must have been Jogo started after his spin trying to recover as many positions as he can, and he did so very well against the Lithuanian driver. Is it Lithuania? I think it is Lithuania. Of course, Saudi is Lauren Vicious. Sorry if I mix up the countries. I try to stay safe with the positions, but as I just speak, I missed the comeback from Lauren Vicious to regain 16th once again, and now once again Jogo Started has to find the way around the SL racing car just in front. Anyways, let's go back to the lead, or wherever the lead fight is going on. Diogo Moscato has been overtaken by Richard Wanders now, and he's trying to come back once again. Wanders, oh, that's so close to the very interesting or dangerous pit entry. But welcome to Cleveland, I guess. And Pedro Lopez once again posting another time by the fastest lap. And in the background, we can see Angel Gonzalez being under attack from Andre Leite. And I think there was a position change. I haven't had it on a side beforehand. But we are watching Andre Leite trying to defend once again from Gonzalez just behind him. Leite also had a super bad start. I wonder what has happened to him. I think he was been caught up, in the turn 1 incident. But he's trying to recover from it as very well. And Michael Teichmann now into... Oh, that's not fair sportsmanship, is it? And against Antonio Isaias, who also had another good start this time, but he's not able to hold on. A very racy looking Michael Teichmann just in front of him with the wheel banging going on. And in between, Teichmann going off in the chicane, and that opens up the door massively for Isaias, who says, thank you very much, I take the chance and be gone. Pedro Lopez once again posting the fast lap. He's absolutely rocking the circuit once again. Look at the lead he got. It's already nearly up to 7 seconds after just 6 laps, so basically 1 second per lap. And Brusensky looking rather defenseless against, or basically having nothing to reel in Pedro Lopez at the very minute. And he's trying to stay in second. Oh, Teichmann running wide, Isaias running wide. These guys are absolutely on it right now. And Isaias, of course, regaining the position against Teichmann just behind him. Oh, Isaias once again into the dirt. And that's exactly where you're not supposed to put your car, and it doesn't help, at least, especially with the small drop there is between the road and the grass. And ooh, Teichmann nearly into the wall. Isaias actually was in the wall, and now Teichmann once again trying to reel in to the OS front row machine in front of him. Once again, Isaias barely touching the wall. Oh, Teichmann, so super racy, is trying to somehow confuse Isaias in front of him, but it doesn't work this time. Isaias absolutely having none of it, and not impressed either. He's staying exactly where he is in third right now. There's been an OS front row car into the pits. I think that was, if my maths are correct, of course it's not math, but my calculations are correct, and that must have been... No, I have absolutely no clue who it is. Weird. I'll try to look that up in a moment's time, and it looks like for the moment Michael Teichmann is has a little bit dropped off the rear of Isaias, and who's seemingly a little bit struggling, but he's fine for the minute. And Brusensky is as well, and also is Pedro Lopez, absolutely running away with the lead at the moment. The gap has come slightly down, but I'm quite sure if there's ever a chance of improving his lap time, Pedro Lopez will take it. So, back into the fight right behind. Oh, that's a very interesting aero package this OS front row car has. I think he just lost his nose cone, which luckily enough shouldn't affect him, but looks a little bit weird though. Diogo Moscato up positions into 5th. Richard Wanders also up 5 positions into 6th. I think Jose Miguel Moronta will be super happy about the performance of his team so far. Matheus Ruglivic is unfortunately 2 positions down in 7th, so he's struggling a little bit on debut. But he should be absolutely fine with that position for the moment, and let's see how he fares during the race. Pablo Lopez also down, as well as I think it was Ragland, also massively falling down the grid for the moment. He was up into 5th briefly beforehand, and now he's down into 16th. Yeah, that's certainly not helping his aspirations for the race. Or yeah, his goals. And oh, Saulius Laurenavicius getting tagged slightly, and there's been a huge fight going on for P13. It must have been P12. It is actually Moises Reyes trying to cut the better of the car in front, which is sorry, I'm slightly losing my overview at the moment. Lucas Miranda, as I said before, just barely lost the LMP2 crown. Oh, Ragland just behind, trying to overtake 2 cars at once, and that does help Carlos Frau in 17th for the moment, who's just been able to catch up a little bit. But this fight is massively going on. Oh, Reyes missing the corner, and I just hope he isn't out of the sector. That could happen very well, just as he drops down off Ragland and Gersteinis, that is. And yeah, things are not looking very good for him on his debut either. Is it his debut? Yes, it is. I'm quite not sure if he's actually signed up for the series, so perhaps Race Control does have to look into that. Anyways, Joe Gersteinis is now trying to once again attack Kenneth Ragland, trying to get rid of him and shake him off for the remainder of the race and try to recover all of these positions he just lost at the very beginning when he was spun around, unfortunately. Carl Magnus Bora just said that he'll be winning the race today, his team owner, but apparently he's a little bit far off that goal for today. Anyways, just quickly going through the fight for 9th once again, to the fight for 9th, of course. Jesus Chinos trying to I think attack onto Angel Gonzalez, who's been running in 9th for quite a bit right now, and yeah, but not able to bounce back in any way, and he's looking a little bit weird at the moment. Perhaps a little bit of ping issues into the in Venezuela right now. I just looked it up. Moises Reyes is actually signed up for the race, but he's not appearing on the entry list, so that must have been a way late signing. And oh, Chirinos played on the brakes. We are playing with Gonzalez, Gonzalez is absolutely having none of it, and he's just yeah, basically saying, no mate, that's not how you deal with me. Just overtake me properly, or at least ask me out on a date before you bang me. We'll bang me, of course. And Jesus Juniors, and nevertheless, just makes his way around the outside of Gonzalez to, yeah, basically. Oh, Gonzalez trying to come back. Does he make it stick? No, not for now. Gonzalez having to give up that position for the moment, and that also allows Lucas Miranda just behind him to catch up to that position. He's trying to make up as much as he can for the lost LMP2 round. Oh, there's Pablo Lopez already coming into the pits. That's super early, didn't expect to see that. And there's also been another one into the pits. Is that a lap car? Oh, was this spin from Gonzalez? It was. There's absolutely carnage at the moment as Lopez was going into the pits and his teammate was spun around, I think, by Lucas Miranda, was it? Let's quickly check in the replay. No, Gonzalez was trying to. Oh, he touched with Chirinos and was actually brought back straight to by Lucas Miranda. And let's see, Pablo Lopez exiting the pits now. That's super late, of course. Lost a lot of time in that, and he rejoins the track in. I think it must have been 18th, as Kenneth Ragland was also into the pits. Bernie Muse, after finishing, yeah, he's just going a lap down right now. He's been the one who's detected some issues with the track before. Thank you very much on that note. He just has to let the leader pass as Kenneth Ragland just exits the pits ahead of these two. And Lasse Teglas and Andre Leiter also into the pits once again. Lasse Teglas, of course, was into the pits already, and Leiter DNF. Okay, that's interesting. Unfortunate as well. We missed that, but oh, look at the drift. Pedro Lopez just already showed, and it shows how he's. Oh, actually, he lost time to Brzezinski, or in comparison to Brzezinski, but yeah, tires actually struggling quite a bit, it looks like. And ooh, there's a white car. There must have been Ragland going into the wall. while he tries to let Brusensky pass for P2. Is he actually doing so? Yes, he does, and I hope everything goes well in this overlapping situation. It does, and Brusensky, of course, not too happy with losing nearly a second to Lopez in front, but Lopez, Brusensky, and Isaiah stay out as most of the other guys do. Let's quickly run through the grid once again. There's Gonzalez still trying to cover off, this time Felipe Muniz, but once again an OS front row car, of course, and he's absolutely having the fight of his life for the moment. And braking so late, and he cuts the corner in the very last corner. He's been cutted, and that allows not only Felipe Muniz through, but also Georgios Titus is trying to go into attack mode, trying to make a move into turn 1, braking late. Can he make it stick? No, not for now, but yes, he does. Classical outbraking maneuver. Sometimes you're able to hang around the outside if your opponent gives you enough space. And however, it looks like for the moment, Titus once again a little bit of wheel banging, but it gives Muniz enough space, but it also allows Angel Gonzalez back into the mix, and he's trying to overtake both cars into one, but that doesn't work. Muniz once again, and that's exactly what I mean. Titus nearly hanging on around the outside, going a little bit too wide, but here we are. He's dropped once again another position. Muniz up back into 9th, Titus into 10th, and now it's Muniz who's been chased down by these two guys, an American and a Spaniard. The Spaniard of all of them braking super late once again. Oh, he's basically dive bombing, has to cut again the last corner. Oh no, Muniz has been spun around by Georgios Titus, I think. However, that was certainly not the way Angel Gonzalez should have gained these two positions, and Muniz basically trying to recover from that. Very unfortunate though, and Gonzalez, of course, up 2 positions, but I'm quite sure race control will have none of that after the race. Now, Gonzalez, anyways, has to defend from Georgios Titus into the, I think one of the last very, very real corners around the circuit. Of course, not much room to go for, and in terms of overtaking, like, you have to be super aggressive to actually make a move stick. As we can see, these guys still fighting on for P12. It is in the background, P11 it is actually, sorry. While let's quickly take a look on the leader. Felipe Muniz just gave up, so he just rage quitted after being spun around by Titus and being collected by Gonzalez into the last corner. Of course, not the race he imagined, but Pedro Lopez once again dropping a little bit towards Brusensky. Is Brusensky still... has he fallen back behind? No, okay, I thought he was falling back behind Ragland. The brightness of the Jonata Spirito car in front of him was just a little bit too much to actually see if it's completely white or if it has a library. If it's a white car, it is Kenneth Ragland in this case, as John McDonald unfortunately just disappeared after the restart. Speaking of which, I hope I don't jinx it right now, but it looks like everything's fine and stable at the minute, while we once again try to see if anyone... Diogo Moscato, I was just thinking of it, went to the pits and just doing a pit stop in lap 16. He's trying to warm up the tires already in the pits. That's something new, never seen that before, but okay, if it works. Anyways, Angel Gonzalez, who will overtake Moscato out of the pits. He's been running out of track while he tried to rejoin the circuit, and he's now stuck behind Moises Reyes in 10th. Of course, he's Moscato's in 11th now. He's already trying to make a move on Reyes, and of course he has to clear him out as soon as possible. Quickly running through to the exit of Moscato's pit stop, and he was basically just running into the grass on his own. So, Moscato now coming under attack. It's clearly showing that his tires are not up to temperature, and he's going super wide into one of the last few corners. Basically a double right-hander it is, without even opening up the steering wheel, and he loses a position to Sergio Laurevicius just in front of him. And he'll be super unhappy about that. Oh, Moscato, did he just throw a tire up while driving the last corner and now attacking Vitius? That's not the way overtaking is supposed to work either. But Moscato has to back off and trying to do the overtaking, preparing Saulius lowering Vitius in front of him once again. And he's certainly not being able to do that in this corner, and not the following one either. As I said, super difficult to make an actual move on braking in this circuit. Basically, you just have two big overtaking spots with it. Oh! Whoa! That was Moises Reis basically exploding at the cone, was it? That's a massive cone right there. And he's trying to continue on three wheels. I've never seen that on live stream before, but hey, wow, that's absolutely thrown me off my concept, to say the least. And I'm waiting for the comments to come in and in the YouTube chat. And Moises Reis basically trying to continue round to make it back to the pits, but I don't think he's able to do so. But let's quickly see that if you can catch up to it. Yeah, so he basically turns in too early and basically, yeah, he's just stopped dead by the cone. That's something you don't see every day, and then flipping out. And luckily enough, he didn't hit any others, and he's also given up the race right now. Very unfortunate, once again, another retiree, and now the F's coming in the YouTube chat. Nice one, guys. But here we are. You can see, is that Michael Teichmann trying to duel with Isaias in front of him, trying to make a move finally. Once again, Teichmann wheel banging with Isaias, and we are riding on board with Kenneth Ragland, who's just a lap down. So don't get confused. This is not a three-way fight, but basically an overlap and a two-way fight between these guys. Oh, Teichmann looking so racy, nearly taken out once again. Isaias in front of him. I think it is Isaias. Yep, Antonio Isaias. Just seen it in the tower on the left. And Ragland absolutely racing against these guys, despite having been shown blue flags. He's going off now. He has to let this go, and I'm quite sure that Teichmann and everyone else will not be too happy about that, especially as these guys fight for the last podium position. But then again, of course, Ragland trying to save as much time as possible, as Teichmann now looking to the inside. Can he make it stick this time? He gets help by Ragland, who's just brake too late and thus driven off Isaias. Oh boy, race control will not like to see that in any way. He's basically a lap down and interfering into a fight that's been going on for the podium just in front of him. That's certainly not helping him in any way, especially after dropping so many positions. Anyways, back to the fight itself. It looks like Teichmann is able to run away with it slightly, and we've seen another big fight going on right here. It was somewhere around here. Okay, maybe I've just been confused about that. Let's go back to Diogo Moscato, who's trying to regain the positions lost on his pit stop, of course, but it doesn't look like he's able to make much of an impression to Saulius Launitis in front of him. So, rookie driver, of course, first time around in OWC, and he's just in for his third race ever at this league, and of course just the second race in this series. So he definitely has quite something to show, to prove. No, basically not to prove, but he'll definitely have. He'll definitely show a good learning curve in the next few events. And oh, Launitis nearly spinning into the way of Moscato, but luckily enough, nothing has happened to neither of them. Launitis is going off once again. I think his tires are completely gone at this point. And Jesus, if I was in Moscato's position, I certainly wouldn't have liked to see some red and white car spinning in front of me as Joe Garstitis has been into the pits. Was he at the wrong pit stop? That looked very weird how he accelerated basically back into the position he is right now. Anyways, let's go back to the fight that's been going on right behind. Martin Sirgovitz is also dropping a lot of position. I think he was just into the pits, but he's come out ahead of Pablo Lopez. I think he was behind Lopez before visiting to the pits. Jonathan Holland up into 14th, and let's see, Garstitis just basically trying to make the best out of it. We've seen Richard Warner's been into the pits as well, and Kenneth Ragland basically once again into the dirt. He's been on the watch of race control, of course, after basically trying to interfere with the fight for the podium, but that brought Jonata Sperto into the mix. All of that for P16. Jogo Styles rejoined the circuit in 18th and is now on his way back up the order. As you can see, I think Michael Teichmann has been into the pits. Let's quickly say, yes, he was. And he's rejoining. Oh, Isaias. Was he into the pits as well? It must have been in the lap before. And Teichmann just basically has been into the pits. That all... sorry, I just lost what I was about to say. That all moved up serious input for the moment. But Teichmann on cold tires and Isaias with a bill with an open bill that Teichmann has to pay. And an agenda, of course, to get back into virtual third, because Chino's ahead of them still has to pit, and we are racing on board with Antonio Isaias in 5th right now. And you can see Teichmann struggling on the cold tires, and that opens up the door massively for Antonio Isaias. He's trying to look to the inside. Can he make it stick? As we can see in the background, MPG competition cars fighting. Isaias, oops, that was okay. Isaias clearly showing how overtaking attempts are done fair and square around Cleveland. And is he able to think about a move into turn 1? He does. He's hogging the apex very well, blocking off a switchback attempt from Teichmann. And Teichmann down 1, Isaias up 1 in the OS front row machinery. And up into virtual third once again. Can we see Michael Teichmann coming back at it? No, he's not. And these guys are reeling in Jesus Chinos very well, who has to come to the pit at any moment's time and see where he can lift off after his pit stop. For the moment, it looks like this is the most exciting battle around the track. Oh, Isaias nearly causing it and nearly losing it, and Teichmann once again into the rear. He's absolutely all over the place today. And there's been a fight going on as well from these guys behind. You can see Angel Gonzalez trying to defend from the number 94 Moronta Racing machine. Gonzalez already virtually positioned down, but can he make a switchback? No, not this time. And Moscato up 1. Angel Gonzalez down 1 in P7 he is right now, and has to see the rear of the black and blue car in front as he has... that's some very interesting luck we can see here. Hopefully everything will calm down in a minute. Yeah, it does perfectly. And no, apparently it doesn't. So who's been into the tires this time? Cannot spot where exactly this has come from, or is it just basically the stream lagging out? I seriously hope it's just a game. Nope, there has been Pedro Lopez into the wall, and I'm afraid that has been it for today. And someone else has been in the wall. You can see the tires basically spazzing out at the very end of the lap, and that should mean that we are done for today. That's super unfortunate, especially as we just barely hit half of the race time. And I think, yeah, that absolutely means it. I've just been told by the administrators as well, that's it. Oh boy, that's been a wild ride. Very unfortunate as well to end it like this, but I don't think it makes much sense to see what has been, going on, and everything froze to death right now, and I think that's basically it. Man, that has been quite an exciting one so far, but also, yep, server has been shut down. I've just seen it right now, and you will see it any moment's time as well. Oh man, what a race, and what a way to end the race. Very unfortunate that we have hit so many issues for today. I hope everything has been solved, and I don't think we will see another restart for this time yeah, same really, especially as the fight for PT was
User
heating
joined
up
your
so much.
channel.
And
User was moved out of your
I'll
channel.
be with you at any moment's time while I'm trying to set you up and leave you with the very last notice, but I'm afraid that's basically it for today.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Guys. Oh, guys, very unfortunate message. I've just had word with race control, and we said basically all together, including me, unfortunately, but hey, here we are. Race has been stopped for now, and there's been an technical issue with the track, unfortunately, and we will count the results of the previous lap. So very unfortunate to end it like this, but hey, next time by we'll surely improve and do everything a little bit better. And yep, hope you enjoyed it anyways, and see you all in the next live stream, hopefully, and hopefully also with a better setting circumstances, with better circumstances as well. Okay, yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining me, and until the next time, goodbye.